Congratulations to Neil Fox, hero of Wakefield Trinity's Cup final victory. In 1960, Mining Review showed Neil training with the other mining members of the team. At Wembley, the pressmen awarded him the Lance Todd Trophy for the best player of the day. His current opponents, Australia. Good luck, Neil. Kick them straight and true. Congratulations as well to Howard Winston, the British featherweight champion, now, by his victory over Harry Carroll, the outright winner of the Lonsdale belt. An ex-miner from Merthyr, he is trained by Eddie Thomas, the former British Empire and European champion. When Howard won the title, his hometown welcomed him like this. And if he goes on winning the way he is at the moment, they'll be doing it again soon. The old pit at Cadley Hill near Burton-on-Trent is being reconstructed to work reserves totaling some 60 million tons on the western fringe of the East Midlands coalfield. The old pit produced less than 1,000 tons a day. The new will raise it to 3,000. The labour force required will go up from 559 to 1,236, and as the seams are thick, working conditions should be good. The new drift, 1,180 yards long, is the heart of the rebuilding, and a cable belt system will eventually bring the coal up at a rate of 350 tons an hour. To drive it, a 500 horsepower motor has been installed. Cadley Hill's old winding engine, built in 1868, not far off a century ago, will no longer haul the tubs to the surface, and number 1 shaft will be used only for ventilation. The ill-lit, cold workshops give way to the new. It's a big contrast, and a 5-ton gantry crane brings almost any job within its scope. A new shed will serve the locomotives, which keep the coal wagons going to and from the big new preparation plant, which already handles the output from 4 other nearby pits, and soon a 5th. Church Gresley will be added to the list. Like the new pits in the east, Cadley Hill is opening up a new frontier of coal. This is Stockholm, the city on the water, capital of one of the most prosperous countries in the world today. Stockholm is built on islands. The long, hard Swedish winters make the enjoyment of every bit of sunshine a national recreation. In the older parts of the city, the narrow streets are flag decorated to welcome the sun. And in the little squares, people just sit and enjoy the coming of spring. New buildings there are in plenty. A few miles out from the city itself, at Vallingby, a new town was built a few years back. The streets are decorated in a mosaic of paving stones, and again the design is open. The cars are neatly meter parked. The traffic problem in Stockholm is considerable, in spite of junctions like the sluice. The people of Stockholm relax in cafes set high above their city, or down by the water's edge. Skansen, a pleasure ground and an outdoor museum of old houses and customs. In May, the people had a big exhibition to see and enjoy, the Brittiska Utställningen, the British Trade Fair. It was held at St. Eric's Fairground, and among the exhibitors were the National Coal Board. The rapid expansion of Sweden's industry opens up a wider field for the sale of British coal and coke now standing at some 200,000 tons a year. The exhibit gave a comprehensive idea of the British mining and byproducts industry. There was film to be seen, and a model to demonstrate the workings of a modern colliery to a people to whom deep coal mining is unknown. The conditions and the atmosphere of the real thing were simulated in a dummy face. Before the opening, the chairman, Lord Robens, came to inspect the stand. Lady Robens attended to the more domestic details. The fair covered the complete field of British manufacture, and many were the ingenious methods used to display the goods. The opening ceremony was honored by the presence of King Gustav and Queen Louise of Sweden. Also in the royal party were their daughter, Princess Sybil, and granddaughters, Margareta and Desiree. Early in his tour, King Gustav visited the coal-board stand. At the coalface, Lord Robens explained the workings of a trepanner shearer. It was operated by John Edwards, a trainee engineer. The princesses had a good look at the British cars. That's Margareta. Luggage space claimed Desiree's attention. In the exhibition hall itself, things as old as Scotch whisky and as new as colour television were on show. A lot of charming Swedish girls helped in solving the language problem. Special arrangements were made for visits by people from the other Scandinavian countries, and everything was set well for an improvement in one of our most important export markets. A peak of 1,200 people an hour were passing through the coal-board stand, and young and old alike enjoyed the experience of being deep underground in Britain while still on the surface in their own country. The typically English pub was there. And so was the typically English copper. Even Prince Monolulu had a good tip. Buy British. Yes, by day and by night, Sweden and its people were being made aware of what we make. The shops all over town displayed our goods. Britain's trade, industry, and customs had come to Scandinavia in no uncertain manner.